Thank you.
Brackets. This is pointer, this is pointer, forward, backward.
It is forward, no? Forward as well.
This is pointer.
Okay.
This is backward, this is forward.
Thank you. Okay. So, good morning to all of you. I think I will talk something different taste of this conference. I will talk about something called social distance. I mean, when I talk about social distance, many of my colleagues and others say that it is maybe the social networking, but it is not about social networking. I am going to tell it is something about society, the people, and the computer. And this is the social distance. What I try to define is something like this. This is a resource. The resource, which resource or opportunity or whatever you say, and the people for whom who would like to access this resource, this opportunity, and how far they are from this opportunity. You can think of anything like opportunity or taking a engineering course or a national rural employment guarantee scheme for people, or some other the bank something is designing a funding program for the people. So whatever opportunity is there, then a person is how far from that opportunity. That I try to view it in two terms. I mean these three terms. So it's a local distance, and it is investment distance, and this is social constraint distance. So this local distance is somebody is how far geographically from the place where the necessary. Suppose somebody wants to take some opportunity, so he has to apply to the government or the secretariat. So that means somebody is the remote place, maybe for him accessing some procedural things at the secretariat could be a difficult task. So this, some critic told that the local distance is not a issue when there is an internet facilities there, but in Indian context still this is an issue, having something in the local. Maybe if you are sitting at the back and you are locally very privileged to talk and have some murmur, but that is what is the distance, the next. So this is what the investment distance is, that how financially one is capable of assessing this resource. So that is talks about the living condition of a person in a country, and this differs from the place to place. I mean, like somebody yesterday was talking, the person from Punjab and person from Odisha, they are financially differential in financial capability. So that factor comes to here, and if accessing this goal, this resource has got some financial constraint, then this has got some value to it. Then this is what the constant distance, I say it. No, this is something typical with social constraint. How much is socially a person is away, it's difficult for him or her to access this resource. And this constraint distance, the sociologist, the social scientist will jump on me to tell that, how you can, you can quantize it, this kind of a constraint distance. And we in India, we have a lot of social issues involved to really model it. But anyway, this is what I have. I have some work also, it's unpublished still. This how to automate to derive this constraint distance. So what this one is, if I try to understand that how it could be, this the person is Varsa, is geographically located here, and he has got financial capabilities, maybe he can invest with it.
The formula that you have.
Yeah.
So why are you thinking of this as additive and multiplicative? I mean, why linear?
Yeah.
Linear.
Yeah, that, I mean...
I agree with the distances that concept that you're talking about, but there is a kind of linearity assumption.
Yes, yeah. So what...
It's sort of uniform on these, but why?
Yeah. So I mean the dependency, whatever I try to have it managed with the weights. So yeah.
But this is still linear dependent.
Yeah, still
I think these are very highly non-linear.
Non-linear. So what the non-linearity is because they will have this constraint, and this one they will have something to do with even the locality and all. But yeah, maybe that part one can think of. It may be a function of something. But I thought it is.
I would expect at least a differential equation here, not something that's as linear and nice as these.
Yeah, I took it from another work, something with the trust. I was doing internet-based, trust-based internet access. So from there I just came to this area. Maybe I'll think of it. It could be also difficult. So this is the fact. The fact about that person. Know how many dependents it has got. What is its annual income? And suppose he has to access a house building loan. Then know where is that office is, and how much he has to the minimum something they have to pay, and then this constraint has got what is his annual income, what is his family dependent, and he has to do some sort of certificate generations, like different documents he has to prepare to avail this resource. So these are the constraints associated to this kind of goal. Maybe the goal is different, then constraint could be dependent. So this what the constraint distance I mean is that with the facts a person has, and how much this fact can satisfy this kind of constraints. So if something is not satisfied, then that adds to the constraint distance. So this gives the social distance, from that formula. So what I mean is that, if he is socially, somebody is more, it is greater than 0, suppose is more the value, the more it is socially constrained. And it is just 0, then probably it has got capability to access whatever the opportunity is coming, and it's negative, then it is socially disadvantaged. And I have bring it to something to negative, telling that if this takes a negative value, then somebody is socially highly privileged, and probably they can have a better access to the state resources. So in that, when I was working on that, then I thought that when a person is socially distanced, probably if he has got a lot of constraints, social constraints or the financial constraint, and probably these constraints one can breeze it if they can be together. Somebody has got 5,000 rupees has to invest, and then this investment probably individually one cannot to do, then maybe a group of people can together pull their money and make that the investment, and that's why the grouping is required. So when then I try to say that, how if people make a group, then what does it happen? How does, a totally emergent quality of that group comes up? Then I term they call something like, group distance, and imagining that, this group distance is characterized to the lowest, the highest social distance of the person in that group. That means the most underprivileged of that group. So, considering that, these people are highly collaborative among themselves and they try to help among themselves, then they will make an effort to breeze to some distance among them. That is the very basic assumption on which you can say that people start quarreling and they do not collaborate with each other. But I assume that they are collaborative, and if they collaborate, then they will be collaborate under somebody, and that is a lead distance, I say. The leadership of somebody is meeting a certain set of people, and probably some people live. They are so they up to this much the social distance it can cover. That means the highest person is helped to bridge this much social distance. So this is, I call it the bridge distance. So due to the collaboration, the poverty has come down from this periphery to this periphery because of this leadership. So this is a kind of a social phenomena which I was trying to model with this social distance algebra. So this algebra tells that, this is a join operator, and a person when you join, always you get the maximum, that means the maximum distance of the group, the maximum distance of the distance of the most underprivileged becomes the social distance of the group. Okay, so then I say that in any order they join, the people join, then social distance of the group remains the same and they are associative. So also if there is somebody is just managing, somebody is well capable to access the resource, if that people join, then the social distance of the group remains the same. And if somebody is privileged, if they join the group, but it doesn't make any difference, the group does not change and the poor person is there, that's why the group poverty, the distance remains the same. And also, so these are inverse additive is not there, and similarly also anybody joins, the group remains the same. So what it tells is that this is the group formation is, if people join together, like a society of ours, there the rich and poor all are there, but even if they are there, but still whatever the poverty of the whole country remains the same. It doesn't really change it. You have so many billionaires in this country, but the poverty line of the country remains the same. That is what is trying to say by this little algebra. So what I trying to say is that if it is not so, if the people are, if not so much insensitive, and if people are cooperative and they try to join and they try to help each other, then probably due to that leadership, what I talked about, that there could be some breeze in this distance, and it will emerge a lead distance, and it will bring up the social the bridge distance. So this essentially what it is doing is that a person when he joins SDI is the social distance of a person and the social distance of the group, and this net distance is bridged by certain proportion, and probably you can always criticize that, it cannot be, you cannot say this is exactly it will happen like this. Okay, this much, in really the breeze. Okay, I say that it is just an abstraction. We say that, that we assume that everybody is equally collaborative, and because of that, they will contribute to a certain extent, and that extent is quantified here. I mean, a person, when he joins, it could be of a socially privileged person or socially underprivileged person or socially just manageable person or highly privileged person. So any category will join there, and for that, this is the impact of joining. That is what I say, that leading a group and what the impact it makes. So when did it start and how many minutes are there?
10.
More, huh? Okay. So because this is a different scenario, it arises, by the joining of a person of different social distance. So this says that, is a more disadvantaged person joins the group. Okay, if I join now the group, I may be the most disadvantaged in comparison to the others in the group. And this is the less disadvantaged, means I am better off than the rest of the group. And then I am is equally, equally socially challenged like some others in the group. And probably I'm just okay. There like a lot of middle class in this country, they're just okay. They just earn and they try to meet their goals, and if there is a little fluctuation in the market, or they little don't earn the next year little more, then probably their living will be difficult. That kind of people is just managing. And this is the very few in the society, they are very highly well off. So when these people they join in the group, then and thinking that they are collaborative, then what kind of impact they make. So this is what, when a more disadvantaged person is joining, then when it joins, then the group is getting more and more, though there is a, shrink in their lead distance, they will collaborate, but they will try to help to each other, but really poverty will not come down. But there is always a incremental growth in their because this will be always a positive. So you will have their social distance grows, there will be more and more disadvantaged person. And then if there is more and more privileged person join in the group, or obviously this becomes a negative, and this becomes a negative number, and because SDA is less than the SDJ, and you always there will be a slight, because of that divisor, there will be a slight decrease in their the distance, and the impact will be such that the social distance will slowly decrease. And that is what is the advanced country do not allow people from the poor country just to pour in. That is what essentially they do. They see that if you have a lot of money, okay, you can go and settle in Australia. Okay, so, and this is what I am as good or as bad as you like, then they join in the group if they don't make any impact. So now then when there is a SDI is 0, then what happens is that you have this term, when you have a SDI is 0, as good as when some middle class people join, then it becomes a -1. And -1, and this is a fallacy in this equation, probably what Professor Ramanujan tells, maybe I will have a better one. So what it happens is that you have you have a -1, and everybody, single person joins, you start decreasing -1, but that is not really it happens. Somebody is just minimum. I mean, there is a lot of middle class people join, means they don't make any impact to the poverty situation of a country. So though mathematically it shows that you -1, and probably you will get very soon the SDI is 0. That is a illusion that the government also thinks. Government thinks there is a large middle class, means the people have got privileged. So this is the fallacy it makes. That's why I changed it. I just make it to the something like proportion to the one, and the total number of the people in that group. So this is what the most advantaged people join in the group. Then you will find that if they are very highly humanitarian, then the poverty elevation can really double. So that is what is an assumption. Now point is also then if I talk about the lead operator, I have two operators. One is that what I see, the join operator, and this is the lead operator. And this lead operator, you will find that they are totally they are not really sensitive. The distance operator is sensitive of the order of people joining. They do not have really association and reflexivity and all, they do not follow. That means the order of the people join has got an impact in poverty elevation. So that I just coined some word is probably I have stolen from the literature, is lesser of God and the better of God and the missionary of God. So this is what you fix that when up to this much of social distance, people are underprivileged, and they are in the group of LOG, and the other one is so BOG, and the other one is the missionary of God is something like those who are very rich, and they can help to the society. So this one, it tells a scenario you generate. You have seen that two operators, the lead operator helps you to judge the impact of the people joining the group, and because of their joining the group, there could be an impact the way the social distance changes, and because the order has got an impact in managing the social distance, then probably you can look into the order, in which order people should join. And that one, when we study is, that one will help us to do some kind of a social engineering for a particular purpose. If you want to say that in this program, they call it now, the pet word is the inclusiveness. How much what you should do to make the people more and more inclusive, and at the same time the program is also sustainable. So this is what the different scenarios it talks about. You allow the lesser people, underprivileged, to join fast, or the privileged people to join too fast. Some country first they allow the rich people to migrate as immigrant, and then they allow then some other people can join, because they can withstand the impact of, or the better people will help to the lower income group or lesser of God join there. Then if you just randomly make it, how does it help? So probably, you can have a larger sample and, draw the graph and see that, how the social distance graph makes a change. Then if you make random, at the same time, you have a better people bias. And, similarly, if it is a socially sensitive society, you make random and also allow the lesser people to join in a privileged. So So and like you allow better people to join to some extent, and then the society has got certain strength to dole out to the lesser of gods to get their want satisfied. So this is the different scenarios one can simulate and see. And this simulation, of course, I have not done it. That is. So now the point is that as I tell you, what I do with these two operators, the lead operator and the join operator, probably I can do some kind of a social engineering for certain purpose. If I have this purpose and a purpose, then I have the data of the people, because now the government side, a lot of programs, you collect the data about their, the financial location and all this, the social issues. Of course, that is why it becomes political, that how much social data you can collect that. So imagine that, all this data we have, then, and we have a government or somebody is trying to design a program, and now the studies that how much this program can be accessible to the people in a society. Okay, so that is what, for that, with these operators you can do the social engineering and find out that, for this location, this much my social distance bound, and with that bound I will make a group. Maybe for Punjab I will make different group. For western, the South Indian states I will make a different group. No, this is the purpose to having this operator and then making the groups. So, and then in that group I will decide that how many lesser of gods, or how many better of gods, or how many missionaries will join, so that I will have a desired lead distance, and I have the n number of people will join. So with that I can estimate that this many people will join if I do allow a missionary of God to contribute. Okay, or I allow this many of better of gods to join, and this many of lesser of gods to join to achieve a desirable social distance and the lead distance. And so when I make this group, of course, there will be, what I initially told, that there will be differences. Okay, I'll finish. I think there will be differences, and the differences will lead to the social entropy. And then when this entropy increases and the group splits into subgroups. Okay, so this is what is trying to model here, the social entropy, and this is a very small algorithm to generate the group. The point why I am here is that all these things, probably this is a framework only I am proposing. You can implement this scheme. You have the people, you have the resource, the objectives, different schemes you have here, and here is the directory of these resources, and here is the resource manager. He is, maybe you can think of a bureaucrat or somebody. He is trying to do the social engineering, like different groups making, and so that the person can access this resource, and the desired social distance decreases. So that is what is the objective of having such. So this is a small class diagram, and it's an introduction diagram to achieve that, and this is the collaboration messages which passes through, and and this small review is on the social distance. I mean, the social distance has been studied in sociology, and there is a very pioneering work in a sociologist hall, he tells that social distance is basically a physical distance. How far you talk to people, how close you are with somebody, so that you can exchange information. So, but this is a great change in 78. He is in 49 something, and he tells that the social distance is no more that physical distance. No, he gave a logical distance. He tells that all this Euclidean geometry is not really associated to calculate the social distance. And he has a socio-economic vector, and the vector distance gives the social distance. And then a very recent 2010 this is a transaction paper on social distance, and this is basically, it talks about the social distance on the internet using the social relationship. And here social relationship is that how frequently you reply to somebody, how frequently you chat somebody, and how in the Orkut graph and Facebook and all these things. It talks about that. But the social distance, what I am trying to talk is more socio-economic issues, and based on that, what is that you can do. We have done that already. We discussed what in this paper, and of course there is a lot of things to be done in this area. Is modeling collaborative behavior, and with the field data, and then data on individual social distance metric, and this understanding micro level structure of a society, and really how that impacts really comes, and how exactly you can calculate it, and and the communication, social communication for this, achieving this. And probably some of my works in your last ICD CIT I have this. I mean this is what you can see that. And recently I have, this is much more detail about a person and a habitat modeling, and on that I have shown that how somebody thinks of migrating from one place to another place. And this is what I showed you in that framework, the resource directory. In that directory I have modeled here, and this is a paper in RIIT 12. And anyway, I have some more work. What I am talking about, working is on the communication, the social communication, and probably that is what, well, time is off. I'll stop here. Well, if you have some question, you can ask me.
Open for questions.
Sir, don't you think that it's depending upon time also, the social distance? No, time is actually a very important factor, because after 5 years, or because of actually a lot of things, communication and other things, it will automatically put a path for actually these people to grow. Even though actually this model might not be so applicable during that time, or it could be faster than actually what we anticipated today.
Yeah, maybe this model time can be brought into, and maybe some forecasting of the social situations and all you can think of. Many can be done in this. I am not telling this is what is.
Yeah. My question is very related to what he's saying as well. Not so much about time, but really dynamics, because the group, in your intuitive explanations, there's a lot of dynamics about joining and leaving a group, and the group is changing. But in the mathematization, G is an object, right? And in terms of the equations, and in some sense, finally, it's again becoming Euclidean, because it's additive and multiplicative operators. Finally, the mathematical analysis is on the in fact one-dimensional. It linearizes it and does. So then you miss the dynamics, right? And so somewhere the model has to bring in For instance, if we were to think of the group not as a set but as a graph, and the graph itself whose configuration expands and contracts, you would get dynamics even without time, right? But some notion of dynamics may be very essential because all the intuitive explanations seem to involve dynamics in some very serious fashion.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
That's how I would.
Well, that's what I told that. This is a very high level and looks a singular body, whole group I see as a singular body. Yeah, maybe the micro level structure and something to be brought in this model. I agree. Yeah.